Hola Seekers, my name is Kim and bienvenidos to Pick a Card. Before we begin, please know that this is a timeless reading, meaning there is no specific date or timestamp to the messages. At whatever moment in time you decide to watch this video, the messages can still apply to you. Okay, so for this reading, we shall receive messages from Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is known as the angel of protection, motivation, courage, and patience. He is often associated with the colors royal blue and purple, and he is very well known for his sword of light. So to connect with Archangel Michael, we will use tarot and oracle cards. I will also pull out some stars containing letters, numbers, and astrological signs, as well as keywords. And at the very end, we will pull out messages from our note jar. And if we have time, we will answer some yes or no questions using the pendulum and this chart. Okay, that's how I normally connect with Archangel Michael, through the pendulum. So we have 3 groups to choose from. Each group is represented by a doodle I created. And I apologize, I realized that they are all blue flowers, but I do not know the name of these flowers. I just doodled whatever came to mind. Okay, so for group 1, we have this painting. For group 2, there's this one. And for group 3, we have this flower. Okay, so please remember to choose with your intuition and not with your eyes. So take a moment to close your eyes, breathe in, hold the breath, then exhale. And the moment you open your eyes, the first painting that calls out to you, then that will be your group. If that still doesn't work, maybe thinking of it this way might help you. So just like in Harry Potter, where the wand chooses the wizard, believe that the group chooses you. So whichever painting calls out to you, then that will be your group. And the timestamp for each group is provided in the comments section down below. Okay, now that you've chosen, let's jump into your reading. Hello Seekers who chose group 1. Okay, so there was a lot of frustration felt with this group. I actually feel like some of you have been trying to connect or communicate with Archangel Michael, but you felt like you haven't received any form of response. Because I did see an image in my mind's eye of a leaf and of a flower being still. And all that came through was patience, like waiting and being patient. And then the message of be patient with the flower that has thorns, because if you grab it hastily, you will get pricked. And again, that sensation of being frustrated, like trying to grab the rose or the flower that has the thorns and getting pricked over and over and over again. And the frustration just keeps growing. Now I feel calm. So I feel like there might be a need for grounding or simply breathing, focusing on the breath. And it might be frustrating to hear, but the message that came through to kind of relieve the frustration I was feeling was, what is the hurry? What is the rush? Yeah. Okay, so now let's move into the cards. So the first card is to just represent the general energy of this message. And we have 9 of Arrows, a dedication. 9 of Arrows is the 9 of Swords in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. The 9 of Swords speaks about anxiety, insomnia, restlessness, fears, sometimes even sleep paralysis. Here the 9 of Swords is like the most airiest card out of the entire deck, because when I look at the person represented here, she feels like she's out of it, like she's not grounded. Like her spirit is drifting off somewhere. She's daydreaming. She's in many places at once, but the present moment. Even how she's using the arrow and bow, it's a very daydreamy energy. This energy reminds me of mindlessness, of doing something so repetitively that it has become kind of a habit or an instinct. You're not even focusing on it anymore. You're just doing it. So arrows for me represent intentions. It's the energy you put to aim at your goal. And we see here how there's so many arrows that she has let go of, but all of the arrows are hovering in midair. None of them have really taken flight. There's like a resistance. It almost even feels like a lack of energy. I all of a sudden felt very, very tired, almost lethargic. Some of you might be wanting to manifest something, have been praying the same prayer, wishing the same thing, and it's almost become habitual, this wishing, this praying, and the soul or the intent behind it has dwindled over time because you've been wanting, wishing for this, praying for this for so long, and you haven't received any form of confirmation or proof in regards to what it is that you've been wanting, that it's almost like you're just praying to pray. You're just wishing to wish because it's something that you've always done. And even though there is still some flicker of hope, it's not the same passion that you once felt for it. It's not the same sense of hopefulness that you once felt for it when you began manifesting this at the very beginning. Okay, I'm getting this message. What's the rush? Why do you feel you need this now? Why are you so consumed by it that you can't feel like you can be happy in your present moment if you don't have this? Will this bring you happiness? Possibly, but that doesn't mean that without it, you cannot feel this joy that you so crave for. This in itself is not your happiness. We see you are dedicated to this. We see you put so much intention behind it. We've heard you. We've listened. Yet there are things that take certain time. They have their own time and they have their own place. Trust that we have received the first arrow you sent us. Let us do the work from now on and start living your life now. So when this arrives, it will be a wonderful surprise to you. You're placing too much focus on this when there are several other things that could benefit from your attention at this moment. There is no need to stress about this. What you're searching for is not the main ingredient. It's not the main dish. So do not starve yourself, believing that this is the only thing that can fill you. For we are presenting you many other things that can satisfy you at this moment. For those of you who feel incomplete, let your voice be heard. You repeat the same answers over and over and over again, but they are never your truth. Why is it that you feel so unsatisfied? Is it because you're not singing your own song? Not everyone will love the timbre of your voice, but there will be some who will. And those who will stay to listen are those who matter in your present moment. You have dreams stored in your heart, wishes in your breath. Let them come through, not only in wishful thinking or in daydreaming, not only in prayers. Let them come through in your own creations. I know you are a daydreamer. I know you are a poet. I know you are a songwriter. I know you to be a creator. So let yourself create what you truly want to create. It is time to create for you. And when you do, we promise you, there will be people who will admire it and see the true beauty of it as you do. It's time to end this cycle of longing, of wanting, of feeling incomplete. For you are whole. You are perfect, just the way you are. We are guiding the way. You are not alone in this. Why do you think you see so many numbers? So many repeated numbers? That's us telling you we are here. I know you want flashing neon signs, but we work with what we get, and we're always saying hi to you. I know you think it's silly to think that the wind replies to you when you ask a question, but don't think that way. Spirit is in all that is life. So feel every moment, for in every moment we exist. We are here with you. You are divine. You are a creator. You have skills and talents that are a manifestation of the divine. Let that creative energy flow. Do not judge what you create. Simply create. As you do, you will find that you will feel less lost, less wandering, and more at peace with your now. Okay, so with the divine, I'm also seeing it as divine timing. If this is a manifestation that you've been trying to make happen, then I feel like it's working in divine timing. And I feel like that one of the messages that came through was this has its time and place. I feel like some of you might be very much up in your heads in regards to this, that you might be losing sleep, feeling anxious about this. I actually feel the frustration, the anxiety, as in I feel like your energy is picking up on something, a change, but you can't quite pinpoint what it is that you're picking up on. What is this change? Is your manifestation coming? I feel like there is also some anxiety that this might go wrong, or that this might be taken away from you, or that you haven't put in all the details, like you haven't perfected your manifestation. It feels like, what if there's a loophole in some way? What if I missed a detail? What if it doesn't come out exactly how I wanted it to? But the universe or your Archangel Michael wants you to know, do not worry about that, because manifestations, I know a lot of people say it's very important to clearly state what it is that you want, or clearly know what it is that you want. Apart from that, what is truly important for manifestation is the energy we put into it. So the emotions and the feelings. And that's what I'm getting here with the waterfall, with the divine. The divine is connected, I'm seeing as universe, but I'm also seeing it as feminine energy. And feminine energy is all about the feelings and the emotions. Feminine energy is about creation and creating, giving life. So it's about this nurturing energy. So when you placed your manifestation, it was more about the feeling. What it is that you want to feel when you receive this. That is the key, the main ingredient. Because sometimes we want to paint our picture in perfect detail because we want it to go exactly our way. And that is okay. But remember that yes, you are a creator, and yes, you can create the life that you want to live. But when we're so strict about it, then we don't give the universe much leeway to bring in the best for you. Because remember, we only see what we can. The universe sees everything. So sometimes we get so hyper-focused on what we think we want, we miss out on several other opportunities that might be more fitting for us. But we're not aware of it because we're not open to it. But the universe is. So sometimes it's better to give some leeway to the universe and just trust in the feeling that you want to feel. Trust that what you're calling in is of you and from you, and the universe will match you in the most perfect and sublime way. Also, sometimes I feel like when we can be very specific, it takes a while to get to us, because the universe needs to find something that matches that to the T to bring it to you. So it takes some time. So if you can, take a moment to simply feel into it. Don't stress about the details anymore, because I feel like a very stressful and frustrated energy here. Like sometimes you might even get frustrated at yourself because you can't come up with the details, or you don't know how to exactly ask for what it is that you want to ask for. So just take a moment to sit with what it is that you want to feel, what it is that you're looking for. Why is it that you feel you need this, or why it is it that you want this? What is it that you're trying to fill with this, or the reason or the purpose for this? Answering all of those questions will bring you a sense of clarity, and sometimes answering them will make you realize that the things that you think you're missing, or the things that you think you're wanting, you already have them in your life in some shape or form. And so the craving, the need, the longing for that kind of subsides because you realize, oh, I'm already fulfilled in that way. I just wasn't paying attention to it. And then you can kind of take it off your checklist and move on to other things, right? Or start seeing what it is that you can fulfill for yourself, because the divine comes out here, and this is also representing your energy. You are the divine. You are spirit incarnated. You're universe incarnated. So all that you feel you need outside of you, you already have within. And that's the only reason why we tend to manifest what it is that we want, because we already know it within ourselves. So we can reflect it and project it in our outer reality. So know you already have it in some shape or form, in some energy, you have it within you. It's time to start acknowledging this, because I do feel with this energy a sense of needing to ground, because I feel like her spirit has left her. Because either she is not satisfied with where she is here, so she feels she needs to look outside of her. But because of that, she is missing out on a lot here, because she can't even get her intentions going because she's not fully present here. So we need you to come back into your body, to come back into your present moment, so that you can really grab that arrow and that bow to manifest what it is that you want to manifest. With unfamiliar territory, it reminds me of the same thing I was talking about here, a spirit being out of body. We have a fish being out of water. That is unfamiliar territory for it. The fish cannot do much when it's out of water. It's just flopping around. It doesn't have oxygen. It can't breathe. It's out of its natural habitat. In order to fully create the life that you want in this physical world, we need our bodies. We need to be connected with our bodies, with our mind, and with our heart. As this fish needs a body of water in order to be able to swim. So it is time to come back into yourself and reclaim your sovereignty, reclaim the whole aspects of you. There was also a message about speaking your voice. It feels like there is a sense of loss within the self, feeling like you can't express who you truly are, feeling like you can't embody who you truly are. It might feel a lot of times like you're this fish out of water. It's like you talk to people and you can't even like really hear them. It sounds muffled sometimes. You can't really connect with them. And whenever you're about to speak or give a reply, it's like the words leave your mouth. You can't seem to express it. And so sometimes it may be the same reply that you give. It's repetitive, or you might go along with other people because like you simply feel in unfamiliar territory. So you just go along with what everybody else is doing. And I feel like that may also do with not being present or not being in your body. And so right here, what I think Archangel Michael is trying to say is, do not be afraid of your own voice. Even if it's something you feel others might not understand, and maybe that's the reason there's also frustration that people can't understand where you're coming from, know that what it is that you have to say is important. And you simply speaking it out will help you open up in some way. Because I'm seeing a lot of blue here, and that reminds me of the throat chakra. It feels like the throat chakra has been closed. It feels like you've been silent for so long, and it's time now to release, like this waterfall. You don't have to go along with what everybody is doing. You can be yourself. Always in kindness, always in love. You can show up for yourself. There's another card. We have balance here. Yes. See how we have this man who is rooting, who is grounded? Yes, I am feeling a need to ground, to be present. Because again, it is only when you're present in your body that you can see your dreams, that you can manifest it, that you can reach your dreams and your goals. That's what I see these birds as. It's like these birds are these arrows here. And finally, here's where they actually take flight. Finally, here's where you can actually connect with them, be with them. I feel like this is also saying most of what you're wishing for are things that you can create in your now. These are things that you yourself can reach if you only allowed yourself to go for it. Some of these might feel like things that are out of your reach, or might feel like unfamiliar territory. It might need you to get out of your comfort zone in some way. But it's only coming out of that comfort zone, it's only touching that unfamiliar territory where you will be able to meet with these dreams, where this manifestation will be able to come true. Because again, this man here, he can only reach these birds after he's allowed himself to root and to grow. And it's kind of reminding me of like this fish. It's like, I feel like the birds are up here, right? And the fish was only able to meet with the birds once he took a leap, once he jumped out of the water. Even if it was just for a few seconds. Some of you might feel like you don't match what it is that you want, like maybe you're not enough for it, or maybe that's why it feels like this wishful thinking, because you really, really, really want it, but your logic mind keeps nagging you that how is this even possible? Like, how can you be that? Or how can you meet this? How do you two correlate or connect? It doesn't make sense. When the truth is, it doesn't have to make sense. To the logical mind, it doesn't have to make sense. This is almost about making the impossible possible. Because it is possible. It's the most cheesiest line, but you will never know until you try. So try. The last card is the Nine of Cups. We have the Ship. So the Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. And we have 9 and 9 again. So I think the message was that there is repeating numbers. You might be seeing 999 a lot. Maybe I feel like 222, 999, and possibly 101010, but it's just repeating numbers that you are seeing. When you see these numbers, specifically 999, pay mind to what it is that you're thinking, pay mind to what it is that you're feeling, or what you were doing, or what you were talking about, because that in itself will help you realize what this number specifically means to you. I know a lot of people, when they see numbers, we immediately go to Google to find out what the number means. But when angels send us numbers, it usually has a specific meaning, uniquely manufactured for us, right? And it is part of our work to figure out what that number means. And it's being mindful, it's being in the present moment. So if you're present, if you're mindful, you will remember what it is that you were thinking, what it is that you were talking about when you saw this number. And you will see a pattern, right? Either there will be some message of, hey, it's not bad of that thinking because it's not good for you, or, hey, you're on the right track. If that thought made you feel good inside, right? If it motivated you in some way, you know it's this Nine of Cups energy. It's a push from the universe as in, hey, yes, go for it. This is the green light. You can do this. If it's a negative feeling, if it makes you feel uncomfortable or anxious, you know that's a stop that negative thinking because it's not leading you somewhere good. And we do have the Ship here, and this is fast moving energy. We have like a stagnant energy here, and then we have this fast moving energy here. So we have this from the Nine of Arrows to the Nine of Cups. So yes, like I was mentioning, I feel like some of the things that you've been wanting to manifest are things that you can create now in your reality, are things that you can start helping in the movement of the manifestation to make this happen sooner or quicker. But it's when you realize that you have the power within already and that you have the tools already to manifest this thing that you want. And for most of you, I do feel like it's some creative project. It's like in the creative arena, because I am feeling feminine energy here, creative energy, and it's also this feeling of being out of your comfort zone. I don't know, it feels like some, like an example, you might really like to act, but you're uncomfortable being center stage, right? It opposes each other. But this is telling you, ground yourself in your dream only, in what fulfills you, the acting part, right? In the using your imagination and expressing it through your body. Ground yourself in that. And let yourself be in the moment of you yourself acting. And they're telling you everything else, all of the other fears and doubts will just dissipate. When you're on that stage, where you're in front of that camera or in front of those people, all of that will simply dissipate. And I feel like some of you have experienced that already. Like you allow yourself to maybe sing in front of a stage, in front of people, or act, or dance, or maybe even put your art out there, or draw in front of people. And when you're in the moment, when you're doing that, you forget about everything else, because the thing that fulfills you is the only thing that you're concentrated on. It's you living in the moment. So allow yourself to live in the moment and ground yourself in that energy of fulfillment and joy. What brings you joy? And you won't feel so much out of like this fish out of water, but you will feel like the fish who leaped because he really believed he could fly. And in that moment, he really did fly. He really did meet these birds. He really did touch the sky. Okay? Yeah, so that's what I am feeling for you guys. And also 9 is the number right before the 10. So I feel like it's time to move away from this energy. It's like coming near to the end of a cycle. And it's time to reclaim your sovereignty, your power, time to remember that you are the divine. You are the creator. Again, I'm sorry, but it's the message of it's time to start living your moment. It is time to start living your moment. Because happiness is not found out there. It comes from within. There might be things that inspire happiness, but happiness always comes within. And let me pull out some stars. Let's see what we have. We have reflect and we have offer here. For some of you, you might have received an offer already of some sort to maybe collaborate on something, to even maybe start a project. I feel like, what do you call them? I don't remember what's the word, but when it feels like somebody has seen your talent in some way and they've asked you to maybe do a mural for them, a painting for them, something of the sort. Maybe this could be in terms of tarot reading. Maybe you've been practicing that and somebody has asked you to do a reading for them, but you're a bit maybe skeptical about it. Maybe you're doubting whether you should take this offer because you don't believe in your talents yet. You don't believe that you're good enough to be putting your work out there. But I feel like Archangel Michael here is coming to say, take that offer. It is only through experiences or opportunities like this that we can evolve, that we can practice our skill. We can perfect it in a way. So yes, take the offer. It might feel, it might put you in some situation where it's new. It's just new for you. But remember, for change to occur, we need to put ourselves sometimes in situations that are completely new for us, right? Because then we're moving in new territories. So it is recommended for you to, take that offer, specifically if it has something to do with what you truly love doing, what you're truly secretly passionate about, and it brings help and guidance to others as well. So with reflect, I am getting it as like a time of self-reflection, but I am also feeling like, again, it feels like that message going back to those questions that I asked you. Like, reflect on what it is, why it is that you want these things. I feel like for some of you, the other wishes that you have feels like you feel like you need them at this moment in order to be happy, in order to feel fulfilled. So reflect on why it is that you feel this way, why it is that you feel you need this now, be it a person, be it a specific job, be it maybe a certain amount of money. Why is it that you need this? Sometimes, like for example, a lot of people want to manifest a certain amount of money and they just simply say, I want $1,000. But if you put a reason behind it, the manifestation becomes a bit more real. Let's say I need $1,000 because I want to put a store in order for me to be able to give massages or tarot readings or healing, in order so that I can continue practicing my skill and so that I could also, support myself and my family. You see, there is a reason behind it, and then the manifestation becomes more manageable, becomes more real, more tangible, okay? So that would help a lot with this. With D, I love it how it came right on top of the divine. I feel like the D represents divine. You have divine backup. This is also talking about divine intervention. Some of the things that you want will require time or will come in its divine timing. So do not wait your whole life on this. Do not put your whole life on hold for this, because it will come in a time that it's not even scheduled really. It's more of when the energy is right for it. Okay? So continue living your life. So then we have M here. And we have the number 8. So M might be, or D might be letters of your name, or it might be significant letters to you. I don't know why I just thought direct message from spirit. And then we have the number 8 here, which might be a number that you might be seeing a lot, might have to do with your birth month or birth date. The 8 also comes before the 9, so maybe 888, you've also been seeing it. 8 is also a number of working on a craft, working on a skill. It also talks about abundance. So I feel like, yes, if it's some type of craft or skill that you have that you're maybe doubting whether you're good at it or not, or whether you should pursue this. But again, You could start slow. You could start just, trying it out. If you haven't painted or drawn for a long time, just start doodling, start creating something. And that creative flow will start occurring naturally until it's like this waterfall, which is flow seamlessly. And then we do have Aquarius. So this might be your sun, moon, or rising. Aquarius is also an energy that reminds me of someone who marches to the beat of their own drum and who also created their own drum. So this is talking about that energy of allow yourself to be, speak up, let your voice be heard. Do not dim your own light because they blind others or they scare others off. No, shine your light. And in shining your light, it will be like a beacon. You will be able to call in the people who match your own light. You will be able to find your family. And I feel like that's what the ship may also be representing. Like, you'll be like the lighthouse or the beacon, and then all these ships will be like, oh, I recognize that energy. I recognize that light. I also feel the same way. I also think the same way. I also have the same dreams or the same goals. And they will come towards you, and you will find your unit. You will find your family, and you will no longer feel like this fish out of water, like you're in unfamiliar territory anymore. You will find your pool. Is that what it's called? Your pool of fishes. Yes, with the Aquarius energy. But now let me pull a message for you guys. 1111. Yes, I feel like for you guys, numbers are very important. So you might be seeing 1111 a lot on the clock, 999, 888, 101010. But 1111 for me represents wish fulfillments and manifestations coming through. Okay? It also kind of reminds me of like the Magician energy. I know the Magician is the number 1 card in the tarot deck. So we have 11111. So this is reminding you, you are the magician, you are the creator. Start creating now. Do not hold yourself back. You see, perfect. You're doing well, okay? You're doing well. I feel they're not pushing you to do this, but it's because there's a sense of feeling at a loss or feeling empty. And so they're recommending, in order to fill that emptiness, start creating now. That will help a lot in realizing that you're not incomplete. You are whole how you are right now. Because it will remind you and connect you to this divine energy, to your own divinity. I'll be there. This is a message, I'll be there. And then the last one, we have keep moving forward. We have forgive. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next moment, bye-bye. Hello seekers who chose group 2. Okay, so when connecting with the energy of this group, I simply felt peace wash over me, and I did have like this image of sparkling lights just come pouring on the top of my head, and it also felt like a veil being put on me or being crowned, and that's when I felt the peace come through. I also heard the word here. So it feels like just everything is put in order for you guys. Everything is right as it should be, or righted. What I'm getting from this image is something new sprouted from what was. And it was something that you didn't expect. But the outcome was beautiful. Was exactly what you needed or what you didn't know you wanted, but needed. Like the message of, from this, something beautiful grew. Okay, so yeah, now let's move into the cards. Leave this here. So the first card is to represent the general energy. And we have the Woodward, number 11. This is the Justice card in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. So Justice card speaks about balance. It also speaks about putting everything in order. Is when everything is righted. A lot of people relate this to karma, but I don't really like to follow that idea of karma. So this is just the feeling of balance. Like now you feel everything is as it should be for you. It also feels like what you feel to be the truth or your truth is now put into place or spoken or agreed upon. The Woodward also reminds me of kind of waiting for your rewards, for your blessings to arrive, because as you can see, he's holding this cup and he's looking out in the horizon. So is this lynx and so is this hawk. So I always feel like something is marching towards them. Their blessings, their crown. I did envision a crown at the beginning. Like the Woodward here is waiting to be crowned king or emperor. He's waiting for what is rightfully his. With this figure here that almost feels like a little stuffed animal or toy, this can also be a feeling of finally coming back home or finally reuniting with someone that you feel you were meant to connect with for some time now, but because of some perceived obstacles or distance, you weren't able to be with them. Or it's like it feels like someone that was taken from you, like you will finally be able to reunite with them. They're finally coming back home, or you're finally coming back home. And with the Woodward, I also get this sense of a warrior, someone who's fought his own battles, being external or internal, someone who's seen things, who's been through the dark and then risen again. And so that's why it's like a person who knows who they are, who knows what is rightfully theirs, who does not shy away from what it is that they want. And it's not coming from a place of arrogance or dominance. It's more of a sense of justice, a sense of fairness, of knowing that what they're asking for is part of who they are. And they're not asking for something that illogical or out of order. It just feels fair. It's something that it's fair. I also got this message of paying your debts. Like you've paid your debts. Like you've taken also accountability, and now you're ready to step into your own life, or to step into your own claim. Not claim, it's like on your own throne. It's your time now. It feels that way. But again, it's not coming from a sense of arrogance at all. It's very humbling, but it's very, very strong as well. It's just knowing your place. It's knowing who you are, knowing what is of you and what is not. And with the hawk here, it feels like you've seen the signs, you're seeing the signs, you know this is arriving, and you're so ready for it. No one can dissuade you from this. And I feel like here, with all of these animals being surrounded here, I feel like this can be your spirit guides, or like Archangel Michael or angels who are here waiting with you. Like they also know what's coming for you, and they know it's gonna fulfill you. They know that it's exactly what you've been wanting, what you've been asking for. They know this is justice for you, and they're as eager as you are. Let me look at the messages. This is the only group that got a bunch of cards, by the way. Yeah, so we have time, and we have the divine. The divine actually came out for group 1, and we have grounded. Okay, so with time and the divine, these two cards remind me of divine timing, divine orchestration, and that's exactly what the Justice card is all about. The Justice card is about divine intervention. So it's like about time. Everything was set in place, or everything will be set into place. That's what I feel with the time card is representing. Like as the moon changes faces, this situation had to change, and now it's changing in your favor, and you know that. It's like the sands of times are running now for you, not against you. Maybe you were feeling that way, that they were running against you, but they're now running and working with you. Now you get to change the hourglass, and it feels like a new beginning for you. It's a new phase of your life. The number 11 is also a very powerful number. It's a number of wishes and manifestations. With the divine here, it's like this is divinely yours. What is coming is divinely yours. It was always meant to reach you. It was always meant to come to you, because that's how it was written before you even incarnated. And usually when I look at the Woodward, it feels like an energy that's been waiting lifetimes for this. They've lived many lifetimes, incarnated many lives, because they knew that they needed to learn the lessons, go through all of this, grow, mature into this man here, into the Woodward, so that they will be able to receive this. Sometimes it's not because you're not worthy, but sometimes we don't get exactly what it is that we want, because if we get it too soon, we get it too early, then we might not be fully equipped for it yet, or we might not fully appreciate it for what it is, because we haven't gone through it. We haven't gone through the feeling of not having it. So when we finally get our wishes, we are able to be more grateful, or we already are in a state of gratitude, so we are able to appreciate the blessings as they are, without judging them, without misjudging them, without feeling like we need or we want for more. We are grateful for what is presented to us. And that's what I'm feeling with the divine. This is also representing your energy, like you finally reached this space, this energy, this frequency of being connected to your divine essence, to your divinity, being connected to universe, or being in a state of gratitude. I don't know why I'm seeing this waterfall as representing gratitude, like oozing with gratefulness, with love, with joy, with compassion. Because yes, the woodwork comes off as very strong, but I feel like this is their essence, a very compassionate, nurturing energy. Again, because I was feeling the woodwork is not an arrogant, tyrannical, power-hungry individual. They simply ooze this very ferocious energy because they know who they are, and they're not going to allow anybody to mess with them or to tell them that they're lesser than who they truly are, because they're now connected to their truth. They now know what is for them, what is divinely theirs. That's why there's this natural flow here, because there's no worry. The woodward also represents patience, so much patience, because the woodward knows exactly what is coming for him. He's well prepared for it, and he is not worried that he will not get what is rightfully his. He knows that he will get what is rightfully his because he's seen it. He's in his already, he's connected to his divine being. He already knows what he planned for himself, the blessings that he planned to give himself in this lifetime, in this moment. With grounded energy here, these are all great cards. Grounded energy speaks about being in the present moment. It is also, I always see all of these roots here as being connected to all of your lives. I was feeling that with the woodward. Like it feels like maybe you've waited so many lifetimes for this balance, for this justice to occur. And it feels like at this moment you're connecting to that truth. Maybe you feel like a sense of calm now. Maybe you feel a sense of patience. Maybe you were eager about this. Maybe you were angry about this. Maybe you were frustrated about this. But all of a sudden, there's calm and there's peace. And I think Michael wants you to know that this is coming through because you've connected to your truth. You've realized I feel like this, for some of you who might resonate with the Akashic records, like you might have had some meditation or some kind of epiphany of sorts connected to your Akashic records, realize why you went through all of this, what it was leading you towards, and you realize what will be given to you at the end, and you have found some sense of peace, because I also see meditation and a sense of peace here. And we do have the birds here that come out in the balance oracle card, which is also about grounding. And with the birds here, I always see them as the dreams or the manifestations, the aspirations, and it's you being one with them, being in union with them in some way, but again without greediness, right? Because he's not holding on to the birds, he's letting the birds fly free, he's letting them manifest and evolve and grow naturally, be themselves. And you're still in the same level as them, right? But again, like I said, this is not a greedy or power-hungry energy. This is just connecting, knowing that what you're bringing in is just something that was meant to be part of your life, to connect with them energetically, to maybe look after them, to maybe be part of their life, to maybe work with this alongside this. Maybe it be, again, a person, or just it's something that you're wanting. And with the water here, I always see water as connecting with spirit or representing spirit, and we do have water here with the divine. So again, it's connecting with your higher self, I feel like, with your divinity, and in that you are able to also connect with all of your many lives. And it feels like these are only lives that connect with this lesson, connect with with this form of justice or balance that is coming in. Like, you get to realize how much you worked through this, how much you've grown from this, and you are able to appreciate what is coming for you even more. Let me see the other cards. So we have the Six of Pentacles, the Lion, and we have the Two of Wands, the Railroad. Okay, so with the Lion, I am seeing courage, strength, resilience. This is very reminiscent of this Woodward. I feel like Archangel Michael wants to come here and tell you, you have done such a beautiful job. They know what you've been through, and they're not diminishing it. They're not belittling it. They know what you went through, and they want to acknowledge your strength and your courage and the sense of compassion you showed till the very end. They want you to know that all you went through wasn't a punishment. It's helped you evolve into this lion. You do have 6. The 6 reminds me of balance, same as the Justice. It always could have gone one of two ways. Either you could have gone through this and then showed up at the very end with resentment, anger, with hate. Or you could have showed up with compassion, forgiveness, and love. And you chose the road of compassion, forgiveness, and love. You chose that. And you realize that that compassion, that love you hold doesn't make you weak. It only makes you stronger. The lion also represents like royal lineage, like royal blood. You are being crowned because you realize your divinity without needing to force power upon yourself or force power upon others. Because you are grateful for what it is exactly that you have and for who you are as a person, as your true self. And you're not needing or wanting for more. You're not asking for more. You're simply asking for justice for what is rightfully yours. That term doesn't sound right. Like, rightfully yours doesn't sound right because it feels very like, is arrogant the word? I don't know what the word is, but it doesn't feel right for this message. It's like you're coming from a space of compassion and it feels like you're asking for it. You're simply asking for this to be part of your life or for you to be part of whatever it is that you're asking for. Again, for some of you, it might feel like a family, a person. It might just be a situation. It might just be a state of peace, being at peace, or finding your own home. And that's all. And with the cup here, you are coming not empty-handed. You are coming here offering something as well. And it feels like offering your protection, offering your love, because cup is water energy. It's about feelings and emotions. You're here to offer your love, your gratitude for whatever it is that you're calling in. It's very balanced. It's the justice. It's about not just taking or giving. It's about exchanging energy. And that's so beautiful. That's what the Six of Pentacles is as well. The Six of Pentacles also has the scales in it, like the balance card in the Rider-Waite would. And it talks about generosity, community, kindness. And that's, yes, you're showing up as a ferocious lion, but at the core, this is who you are. You're a generous being. You're a kind being. You're not here only to take, but you're also here to share something with the world. I'm also feeling like this is something you've been fighting for. Obviously, with these like war signs here, maybe it's a cause you've been fighting for and it's taken a long time to get here. It does feel like maybe a lawsuit of sorts, or maybe like a form of activism, or maybe it's the case where you've worked your way up to get a certain amount of recognition or a certain amount of wealth in order to give back to society. And you've seen a lot and you've been through a lot and you connected with all types of people. So you've been put out there in a sense, but you still haven't lost your kindness and your compassion. You still haven't lost your main goal and purpose for doing this in the first place. Or maybe it could be the opposite. Maybe you started off as feeling arrogant, being arrogant, or feeling like you needed power in order to do something, or to deliver kindness, or to be able to do something, change the world in some way. And as you began your journey, you started realizing that that wasn't the way, and you started allowing yourself to change, for change to occur. And life started showing you your true purpose or your true designs, your true color, your own divinity. And you showed up at the very end as a new person, as a whole completely new person, knowing who you truly are, knowing the purpose for your fight or for your resilience or for your courage. To feel like helping, like you giving, offering protection, offering guidance, shelter. If this is the case, if you resonate with that, I feel like these are representing, like, I don't know why I keep being pulled to these links, like Archangel Michael. I usually feel Archangel Michael's energy to be a bit sarcastic and laid back. That may not be the case, but I do feel like this might be representing, like, Archangel Michael might be one of your primary spirit guides, and they're here. And that's why in times where you felt like you were about to give up, Archangel Michael came in with courage. In times of darkness, he came in shining his sword of light to give you path, to give you guidance. And that's why I feel like they're your main archangel. They're one of your main spirit guides, because they're here with you in this. And with the Two of Wands, this is again a number that speaks about balance. It's an even number. It's about, I see it as choices. It's about finally having chosen, because in the Rider-Waite's Tarot is this man who has left one wand behind because he has chosen the one that he wants, and in his other hand, instead of holding the other wand, he's holding the world. So he has finally chosen what it is that he wants. He has finally chosen his way, and that's exactly kind of echoing this image here. Like in the Rider-Waite's Tarot, the Two of Wands will be him holding one wand, and in his other hand he's holding the world. Here he's holding his staff here, which still has like stains of his past, of what he's went through, of his purpose, and in his other hand he's holding his cup. So it's like the future and the past and the present all here together in one. It's very powerful. So I feel like with the Two of Wands and with the railroad here, it's representing you've chosen the train you wanted to get onto. You've chosen the wand you wanted to carry for the rest of your journey. You've chosen how you wanted to show up for the world, how you wanted to show up for yourself. You've chosen the way of sharing, of giving, of equally receiving. You've chosen your path. And because you've chosen, the universe is reciprocating with what matches with your choice, if that makes sense. It's kind of like that law of attraction energy. And it also feels like you had the courage to choose which train you wanted to get onto. You realize that at the end of the day, you always have a choice. You always have a choice. And I feel like you chose the road of compassion and love. You chose to connect with your divinity. You chose to share with the world. That's what I'm also seeing here, like you're embracing the world. You chose to ground in this world and give to this world. And as you give, you receive as well. So I'm seeing community here, sharing, helping. I feel like humanitarian activists. If not, it's just being maybe there for your family, or choosing to be the family of someone, choosing your family. Like you're the superhero to someone. You're their superhero. And even though this man here is wearing a cape, it's like not all superheroes wear capes. Let me pull out the keywords. So we have connection here with the divine, and I feel like this is representing connection with your divinity, connection with the divine, connection with universe. I feel like even connection with like Archangel Michael or your spirit guides, and it's through this connection that you are able to like help. I feel like helping the world, helping a community, helping just someone, you're able to help and move forward, and like they are able to kind of guide you as you connect with them, because we do have spirit here, like connecting with spirit. We do have foundation here, which is pretty powerful, because again, I was talking about choosing something, and foundations is where you begin with. It's the foundation you built your tower upon. It's where you built your house upon. It's where you built your legacy. You've chosen where you want to build upon. You've chosen your foundation. And we do have romance here with time. I was feeling like for some of you, this might be representing maybe a person you've been waiting for. And again, I feel like you don't want this person because you feel like they're yours, like you're meant to be together and it's supposed to be that way. It's more of like you want to be a part of this person's life. And it feels very humbling because it's not even like I want this person in my life. It's more like asking, like, may I be a part of your life? And again, you don't show up empty-handed. You don't show up empty-handed. You show up with your cup ready, with your cup full, ready to exchange in love. Not only wanting and needing and taking, or ready to just give it your all. You're about an equal exchange, which is what the Six of Pentacles is about. So I feel like this is falling right on top of timing. This is saying romance will come to you. I feel like for some of you, it might have been a while. Like you might have been single for not months, but like years, and you've been looking for that person. Or this might be like in terms of love being a battlefield to you, or felt like a battlefield to you because relationships weren't working out. And with romance, they're saying the right person or the right romantic connection was set for like this divine timing, for this specific moment where you were energetically ready and prepared, where you knew that you would be ready for it and will be able to see the beauty in the connection that's coming in and fully be able to embrace it and just fully take all that it had to offer and be able to reciprocate in that. So I'm seeing, because the hourglass reminds me of balance as well, like balancing the scales. So this will be an equal connection, reciprocated, and in exchange of love. Ooh, perfect. And then let's pull out the stars. Okay, I think there's quite a few. So I feel like this one wanted to come out, so I'm gonna pull it. Okay, so we have the letter B, we have the letter Q. This reminded me of Queen for some reason. We have the letter F, and we do have the letter X. Okay, so with X, I am feeling like an ex. I'm not saying like an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend that you don't want in your life. It feels like someone who was like, felt like an ex from your family. Maybe they exited, or like again, like you had to break off because of circumstances. You were separated from this person and you're finally reuniting. I am sensing that, like reuniting with maybe with a family member or with someone. That's what I'm feeling with X, like something coming back, someone coming back. Now, these might be letters of your first name, last name, the name of this person that you're waiting for to connect with, or like of this romantic partner that's coming in. We do have the number 4 and we do have the number 1. So that's number 14. But again, you might be seeing 111 a lot, or 444. This might be significant numbers for you, birthdays or birth months, or of this person that's coming in. I do feel like reunion for some of you, like that feels very prevalent. With 4 and 1, adding them together, that's the number 5, and the number 5 is the number of unexpected changes and transitions. I feel like the number 5 comes in when divine timing is at play, because it's like a change that happens for you. It feels like out of nowhere, but I feel like it's not out of nowhere because it was divinely orchestrated. There was divine intervention in regards to this. So I feel like the scales will be balancing pretty soon for you guys, okay? Now let me pull a message. Okay. So 2 messages. We have the answer no. Oh my god. And then we have yes. Okay. We have no and we have yes, and I feel like this represents balance. Like this is the justice. We have no on one scale and we have yes on the other, and they're both coming here together. That is crazy. If you had 2 questions in mind, 2 specific questions, if you can remember in what order you thought them, then here are your answers. I don't think we have to use the pendulum for this. I didn't know that these would come out, so I'm sorry that I didn't pause and give you a time to ask your questions, but that's what came through, so I'm gonna leave it like that. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought some guidance. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello, seekers who chose group 3. Okay, so when connecting the energy of this group, the message I received was, it is time to go within. And unlike the other 2 groups, the pressure between my eyebrows right at the center of my forehead was more intense. And I did imagine, I'm so sorry that I am uncultured, but it was the little beads placed at the forehead, and that just called more to my attention about the third eye. I know that is usually placed when the women are married, so I'm seeing possibly partnership or connection, but it does feel very I would say divine, blessed. Now this could just be connecting with the divine, connecting with universe, and that's why the message of going inwards came through, because now it is time to connect. There's messages that are waiting to be received by you, that are waiting to be heard by you. Important information is coming through, because there is some massive transition change occurring in your life. I got dizzy all of a sudden. So I feel high energy for you guys. I feel the divine is really trying to communicate with you. I feel you are maybe connecting with Archangel Michael already, or you've been called to connect with Archangel Michael. Maybe you see the name Michael a lot, or you see images of Archangel Michael, or you hear about Archangel Michael. I feel some of you might not believe in archangels or in angels in specific, but for some reason you've been seeing this a lot. And I feel it's more, if you don't believe in archangels or angels, you don't have to believe in them, but it's more of what the energy of that Archangel Michael embodies or represents, which is that of, I see that as protection or getting ready for something. Archangel Michael is also known for healing, and I'm also seeing it with this sort of light, speaking about justice, but also kind of revealing truth, shining the light. And I am feeling need of protection for you guys, so need to protect your energy, need to center yourself. It feels like a wild ride for you guys. This is the only drawing that I recently drew right before starting the video. The other 2 I drew a year ago, and I am seeing a lot of paths here branching out into different directions. I'm actually seeing it all come here into one. So it feels putting all the pieces finally together. So in order to put all the pieces together, in order to see the bigger picture, we need focus from you. We need you to sit down and connect so that you can see the bigger picture, so that you can put the puzzle together, so that you can have that eureka moment and understand what it is that we've been trying to tell you. Because it feels you've been receiving different messages, different signals, different signs, different synchronicities, and at times they didn't make sense. When you started receiving them, you couldn't make sense of them, because either they didn't relate to that current moment in your life, but they were all meant to be pieces to be gathered to be put together at this moment, because now they will serve their purpose. I don't know why I'm getting different religions for this group, putting different beliefs, different religions, and kind of seeing them not as separate, but seeing what they all represent at the core, and seeing that they are all similar in some way, or putting all of these different practices together to build something cohesive, something new. I don't know why with this group, even though it's the same colors as the other 2, it feels very spiritual, very mystic. If this may also be representing a partnership, a connection, maybe not just connecting with one person, but connecting with several people, and you might be from different backgrounds, and again, it's bringing it all together to put something forth into the world, or to work on something, collaborate together. It feels committing to something rather important. Okay, but let me move on to the cards. So the first card is to represent the general message. Ooh, okay. So we have the King of Bows, the Adder. Okay, it's funny because when I was connecting with this energy, I did see a vision of a snake, but I dismissed it. I shouldn't have, and I did. So the King of Bows is the King of Wands in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. And the King of Wands is a character who is very passionate, sometimes can be quite arrogant, and they're I see them as strong-willed. They don't easily get persuaded by other people, especially if it goes against their own beliefs and against their own wants. They can be tempted in a way if what you present to them is bigger or is even more than what they primarily wanted. So if they feel it's good for them or it benefits them. I feel like this group, you're very passionate, you're very spirited. I'm thinking of like Jasmine from Aladdin. Feels like someone who is like a bird but has been caged for so long. And there's just like such a fire inside of them. And there's this sense of almost mistrusting others or of wanting that freedom so desperately, wanting to express themselves, wanting to speak their voice, wanting to be heard. This passion is admired, yet there is a caution here of not being seduced by notions or by ideas of others. Because I am seeing like this snake here who's kind of entangled with all of these other snakes. And then we have this one that is freed and who's coming here to whisper. And there's this one snake that has finally heard the whispers and is kind of being entranced or seduced to get out of this chaos here, this entanglement. I'm seeing this as feeling entrapped, like entrapment or like cycles or routines. I was getting religions here. It feels like being seduced by this new idea, by this new way of living. And what is enchanting about this, it's the liberty, the freedom that this new thing here kind of promotes or gives off. I feel like Archangel Michael here is asking you, be mindful of the things people are telling you. Be mindful of being seduced by something because it looks pretty, because it sounds pretty, because it promises things. Especially if you're doing it to feel liberated or to feel like getting out of a situation that you felt entrapped in. Because it almost feels like there's two routes for you. There's following the guidance of the serpent here, like someone who's whispering in your ear, like beautiful things in your ear. This might be someone who wants to maybe elope with you. I don't know, I'm getting like different scenarios. Wants your participation in something, wants you to invest in something, and they're painting such a beautiful picture for you. And it's more of the picture that you're kind of entranced by rather than the actual thing, if that makes sense. So if what you're looking for is freedom, if what you're looking for is a way to express yourself, to let your free spirit soar, they're telling you there is another way. So I feel like that's the message of it's time to go within, because we do have the smoke here in the background. This smoke is represented in the Ace of Arrows, which is the breath of life in this deck. That's about new beginnings. That's about intention. And that card, we have a representation of the third eye, which was what I was feeling for you guys. The third eye is about clarity. It's about seeing through deception. It's about seeing the truth, seeing through the veil, or seeing beyond, having guidance, having direction. And this is about guidance. This is about direction, but this is about guidance from the universe. This is about your own inner guidance. So before you make a decision, before you get swept away by something, go within. Listen to that voice within first before you listen to any voice outside of you. Now, this doesn't have to be something big. This could just be like tarot readings or like pick a card readings. You know, we can give you different scenarios. We can give you different advice. But at the end of the day, the only truth is your truth, is the truth that exists within you. So why if your advice is meant to be listened to, not to be taken as literal truth, because it's just advice. So when you listen to other people, when they paint you pictures, when they shower you with all these beautiful possibilities, before you invest your whole self into it, take a time to retreat, to remove yourself from the outside noises and go within. Because there is where you will find guidance. There is where you will find direction. And again, I feel like Spirit has been trying to connect with you. Spirit has been trying to communicate with you. Like they're on the dial. They're waiting for you. Like you put them on hold and they're waiting for you. As soon as you pick up the phone, then they'll be there to give you guidance. Because I feel like there's a path. And I feel like this is the path that you created for yourself, that you've envisioned for yourself. But it feels like in this path, it feels like you would have to walk here on the floor where the flowers are to follow that inner guidance that you have. And for you, it feels like it will take forever. This path that you've chosen for yourself will take forever to get exactly to your ends meet, to your ends goal. But like maybe I feel like somebody is offering you something. Somebody is whispering their own advice. They're giving their own maybe unwanted 2 cents into this. And they're kind of telling you, hey, I have a shortcut. If you come with me up here, I'll lead you faster to where it is that you want. And you're like, really? Because you really want to get to that ends meet, to that ends goal. And Spirit is telling you, do not feel like you have to run the race, because there's no race here. In regards to what it is that you want, there is no race. The path that you designed for yourself, the path that your inner guidance is leading you towards, it's leading you down that path, not because it wants it to be difficult for you, because along that journey, along the path, it will equip you and get you ready for when you finally reach your ends meet, for your ends goal. All that you will travel will be necessary and is necessary for your growth and your transformation, because the snake talks about healing, growth, and transformation. And I was sensing a very spiritual energy with this group. This may be talking about a spiritual journey. Follow your inner guidance. Because I feel like possibly at this moment, you're also in a group, something that instead of giving you more clarity, it's giving you more confusion. And you're kind of sticking to this because you feel that this might be the right way, because maybe other people have gone through this similar route and, you know, you look at them and you're like, oh, their life is perfect, their life is fine, or they've obtained what I want to obtain, or they got into where I want to be. And so you think that this is the only way. But I think Archangel Michael here is trying to tell you this is not the only way. This worked for them because maybe that was their own path. They needed to learn something in regards to this. But if this is not working for you, if this is causing more confusion than clarity, it's because there's a better path suited for you. And it's designed specifically for you. And not because it is different means that it is wrong. It only means that it's your path to travel. And I'm also seeing here like the flowers, like enjoy your journey. Don't feel like you have to go at a certain pace or that you're competing against others, because this journey is not about competition. It's not. Make it about competition and the results will be similar to everybody else's. Let it be your own journey and the results will be yours. It will be new, will be unique. And how can there be competition with uniqueness? There isn't any. So allow yourself to shine as you're meant to shine. Be the king of bows, who's a passionate energy, but he's passionate about his truth or her truth, not about like opinions or beliefs of others. Also, this feels like being set in your beliefs. It's perfect to have a flexible mind, but as you start your journey, kind of being in too many things or not being certain where you stand can cause confusion. So being firm in a certain belief during a certain moment of your life may be helpful, and as you evolve, you may grow out of it and change, but it can bring you clarity to be kind of certain in a belief that you have. I feel like it can also help you with protecting your energy. Maybe you believing in an angel, believing in someone who protects you, believing that you do have like this protected aura around you. Believing in that, having a set belief that you are protected will help protect your energy, because you're trusting that protection exists there, that it's from there. Because I feel like Archangel Michael here is coming through in terms of protection, needing to protect your energy, needing to protect your truth. But let me pull the other cards. So we have joy and we have storm in reverse. So the joy card talks about, I see it as freedom, being liberated. I also see this as coming out of the haze, coming out of the confusion, because we do have the clouds here, and the clouds from you represent fogginess. It's when our mind is cloudy, when we feel like we don't have a silver lining, where we can't see the sun. But see how this person is leaping here in joy, leaping in faith, leaping right in front of the sun. And when it leaps right in front of the sun, it's like it becomes the sun. It's center stage. And so all of this fogginess drifts away, moves away. So what I'm seeing this as, this sun here is talking about authenticity. The sun talks about your truth. It's connected to this masculine energy, to like this King of Bows energy, is fire energy. It's about passion. The sun, as well as the masculine energy, represents confidence. It is about knowing who you are, being firm in your identity, knowing where it is that you stand in terms of your beliefs, and being confident in that. That is also the energy of the King of Bows. So I feel like as once as you do that, as once as you see your truth and stand in your truth and shed your truth unto others, then the confusion goes away. This entanglement here, this chaos goes away. I'm also feeling like throughout your journey, there's going to be quite a bit of interference. And that's why it's important to practice protection, protecting your energy, grounding yourself. Again, about confidence, about knowing that you also hold divinity. You also are divine, that you also have it in you to be a leader. Because this is also reminding me of leadership, because this person is holding this stick here, which is like very reminiscent of a wand. It reminds me of magician energy. But I always see this as this person is pretending to be the magician, because this person doesn't fully believe they are the magician. They dream to be the leader one day. They dream to be that magician energy one day, but they don't truly believe that they are it right now. And so sometimes when we feel like that, that's when we tend to look for outside advice, because we feel we don't have the truth within. We feel that we need guidance, or that our way might not be the right way, and that other people's way is the right way, so we should follow them. But this is showing you do have the potential to be a king. The king is a leader, is a ruler. You do have the potential to be a leader of your own life. This doesn't necessarily mean having to lead a group of people, but it's about being a leader of your own life, taking reins of your life. It's about manifesting the life that you want, following your own path with confidence, knowing that you are being led by your own truth, following that truth, following that inner guidance. This is also showing up in compassion, always in compassion. Again, like I said, this king is not about ruling others. The sun can sometimes show up as arrogance, which we were talking about the King of Bows being sometimes. This is not about being arrogant in your confidence. This is about being confident in who you are, but also showing in compassion, understanding that your truth does not mean universal truth. Your truth is your truth, and the truth of others is their truth. There's no right or wrong. There is just your journey. So it is acknowledging that and appreciating that. And again, like I said, having a set of beliefs helps in bringing clarity, but it's also about allowing yourself to open up to the possibilities as you transform, right? As the snake sheds the skin, you're allowing yourself to grow into new skin. So growing into new things, seeing different perspectives, and seeing which one you resonate with, and learning from all of that to create your own beliefs, to create your own truth. We do have a storm here, and it's in reverse, and I do love it because we do have joy here, which is the sun, and we were talking about how the sun shines and then the clouds drift away, and after a storm the sun comes out. So I am seeing that this stormy phase of your life is coming to an end, will be coming to an end, because again, storms are a passing thing. They're not meant to stay for the long run. I'm also seeing here lightning as form of revelations. So something will be revealed to you pretty soon if it hasn't already. I feel like you already have an inkling about this advice you're getting, or this thing that's kind of seems intriguing, but it doesn't quite like feel right, you know? So like this, the truth of this, the hidden intention, the hidden agenda of whatever this is coming to light, coming to be revealed. For some, if you haven't sensed it already, the revelation of this might be quite abrupt, might be quite strong, because the lightning comes a bit unexpectedly, because light does travel faster than sound, right? So this is the lightning. The lightning will strike first, and then the sound of the storm will hit later. So the truth will be revealed first, and then the feelings in regards to this will hit a bit later. But again, this is only to reveal truth to you, to bring clarity to you. This lightning can sometimes serve as a silver lining for us when we are in that like unclarity or not seeing direction. And yes, and what this will bring is clarity. That's what I'm seeing with the storm in reverse. Again, if this is like entanglement, feeling entrapped in a situation, clarity will be given to you, and an opportunity for liberation will be given to you as well. But it's again, when you go within, it is time to go within to see your divinity and to find your own truth. That is where you will find your gateway, like your exit of sorts, to leave this current situation that you feel currently stuck in. Because I feel like a new beginning is waiting for you. That's what I see with the sun king. This twirling here of the tail of the snake is reminding me of a conch shell. I just keep looking at it. And the conch shell, what I symbolizes for me is intuition. You have this intuitive gut feeling about something, someone, a situation. Do not dismiss it. Do not dismiss those gut feelings. Pay mind to it. Sit with it. See what it tells you. It has something to say to you, that gut feeling, okay? Let me see the last card. Yes, we have the 10 of Swords, number 30. This is the rod. Okay, so the 10 of Swords in the Rider-Waite's Tarot is a man who has been stabbed by 10 swords. Now, sword energy connects with the mind and with communication. So with the snakes and the swords, again, I feel like for some of you, you might be feeling stuck in a situation. I am getting like backstabbing as well here, or like people might be, again, just saying a lot to you, giving unwanted advice, giving unwanted opinions. And some of these opinions or comments are not the healthiest, are not talking or speaking about your truth at all. And what they're doing is they're just bringing more pain and more uncertainty in the self. If this is the case, if every time you talk to certain people, you feel down, your energy feels strained, your self-worth just feels in the lowest of the lows, and you just don't feel good, then be mindful of those people, because again, your energy speaks for itself. So if you do not feel well after you encounter these people, there is a sign, okay? You don't have to listen to these people. You don't have to connect with these people. If these are family members, please know that what they say is not truth. It's not a truth. It's just what they believe. But it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes people project things onto us, and it's because they might be insecure, they might be uncertain about their life, and usually that happens when they see potential in someone. So they might see potential in you, and I do feel that because you're coming off as the king of bows, king energy, leadership. This is someone who can lead their own life, create what they want for themselves, doesn't need the approval of anybody else. So they might see that free-spirited energy in you, and they might envy it, or they might feel insecure next to you. They see potential in you, and sometimes people are scared that they might be outgrown or and they themselves don't want to change, so they try to pull you back to where they are. If this is the case, because that's what I'm feeling here, like pulling the snake back. If this is the case, again, do not pay so much mind to their comments. I know it's hard when you're in it, especially if it's family or people that you're close with, but just know here that what they're speaking is not the truth, and that you won't always have to be in this situation. I feel like an opportunity is coming for you in which you can come out of this. But again, do not feel like you have to flee something. Do not just grab whatever opportunity comes to you because you feel it's an exit. No, guidance is coming to you. A perfect, beautiful opportunity is coming for you that will lead you down your path. Your path, okay? Not the path of anybody else. So listen to your inner guidance. Listen to that gut feeling and to that intuition. Follow it, because it is here to guide you and it is here to protect you. And I feel like Archangel Michael is here to protect you in this. So he will be with you, guiding you and leading you. So listen to that call, okay? With the number 10, that also signifies endings, conclusions. There is a conclusion coming for you, okay? And after this conclusion, there will be such a sense of liberation and finally finding your own empowerment. I feel like that's maybe what this represented. Like there's several routes to take. So it's like being mindful. Okay, let me pull a keyword. Oh, you see, perfect joy. It's repeated here twice for you to assure you joy is waiting for you. There will be joyful days. There will be joyful moments. Trust your intuition. Trust your gut feelings, okay? Don't be easily misled or led by something outside of you because you have the sun within you. You always have the light within you. So go within, okay? Transform. Yes, this is talking about transformation. The journey that you are meant to take, the journey that you've created for yourself. Remember, before we incarnate, we create a blueprint for ourselves. There's many possibilities or so many checkpoints, or ends may have many possibilities or routes to get there. But at the end of the day, you created these routes for yourself. So there's a perfectly designed route for you in terms of what it is that you want to achieve. And if it feels like a long journey, trust that it's not going to be a long journey. It's the necessary journey, or it's the perfect journey for you, because what this journey will give to you is transformation. It will give you growth. It will give you maturity. It will bring in healing. It will bring in truth. It will allow you to connect to your divinity. And so at the end, you will shine in your own authenticity, and you will feel confident about who it is that you are, who it is that you're presenting yourself as, and what you're presenting to the world, because there will be no doubt in you anymore, okay? And then, because after you travel this journey, you will meet with all sorts of people, with all sorts of situations, and you will be able now to decipher, because you would have more practice in deciphering the truth, or who is being genuine, who is being authentic, or who has a hidden agenda. So when you finally reach your ends meet, you will see who it is that you want in your round table, like King Arthur, who it is that you want beside you and next to you, as your brethren, as the people to share your meals with, to be with, to inspire you, okay? We have conclude, yes, with the 10 of Swords. This is about conclusions. You're concluding the cycle of your life. The storm is coming to a conclusion. The sun is waiting to rise. And ascend. Yes, this is about ascending, about ascension. Again, conclusions. You're beginning. I feel like there's a new beginning awaiting for you guys. But as you ascend, it is important to always follow your truth. Always follow your inner truth. There's so many leaders out there, so many gurus. Everybody has a different point of view. Everybody has a different truth. Sometimes we force truth onto ourselves, and it just doesn't fit us. It's like trying to fit into those jeans that just won't zip up, and it hurts our bodies. It hurts us. It's uncomfortable. So don't force yourself into a situation that doesn't feel right for you, okay? Even if that's relationships, connections, friendships, work situations, you don't have to be there. You don't have to do anything, okay? Okay, so now let me pull the... And I feel like if it's like the work or something of the sort, as soon as you decide, that's why I feel like there's something waiting for you guys. I'm not just saying like leave everything behind and because it's easy that way. No, it's because I feel like there's an opportunity waiting for you guys. There's something that's ready for you guys to like start in. Like your journey is waiting for you guys. But it's only when you go within, when you start seeing the signs, when you start seeing the opportunities that are not really suited for you, and start like, closing doors that are not meant for you, and start recognizing the doors that are, that's when like you can finally begin anew, like start your new beginnings. Because I do feel like something is beginning for you guys. So we have the letter A here, the letter Q, and the astrological sign Sagittarius. So this might be part of your name or like significant letters for you. And then we do have the astrological sign Sagittarius. So this might be representing your sun, moon, or rising. But Sagittarius, it's very reminiscent of the sun energy because this is a fire sign. And it's very reminiscent of this King of Bows. Sagittarius, they, like the Aquarius, they march to the beat of their own drum. They don't believe in rules that much. They make their own rules, but they're always humble. They're always compassionate beings, and like Libra, they fight for justice, they fight for truth. They're fair individuals. They're leaders, but they're not one to rule people. They're not power hungry, Sagittarius. They just want everybody to follow their truth and be authentic and be who they are. Sagittarius is a very authentic and genuine energy. Okay, so now let's pull out some messages. Group 3, please. Group 3. Okay, this one. Okay, well, it is best to believe in oneself. A little help from others can be a great blessing. This is from the cartoon Avatar: The Last Airbender. Again, we were talking about how the King of Bows, the King of Wands, is not an arrogant individual. And they're not here to be power hungry or to rule other people. And I was talking about advice. Remember, advice is to be listened to, but it's not to be acknowledged as truth. I am seeing here as having confidence, but not getting too cocky or arrogant, because I was saying like being open to others' perspectives and others' beliefs, but it's also following your own path, your own truth at the end of the day. Okay, so asking for help is a good thing, but again, it's always using discernment, and it's always going back to your inner truth and to your inner self. Listening to advice. Remember, I always say this, remember, the king, he has his counsel for a reason, because a true king, a wise king, knows that he doesn't know everything, right? He doesn't know everything. So he has a counsel because there are going to be people who are proficient in certain areas that he has maybe no clue of. So it's good to have that counsel. But at the end of the day, the king listens to all the counsel, but what he comes up with is something that he created himself, right? Combining everything, like I was saying, combining everything that he's heard, that he's listened to, that he's seen, that he's experienced. He combines all of the elements to formulate an answer at the end that rings close to his truth. So that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so I'm gonna do the yes or no part of this reading for you guys. You're the only group that actually is going to get to ask a yes or no question. So prepare your questions, and we're going to ask Archangel Michael to please connect with this pendulum. And through this pendulum, he will connect with us, okay? So you may ask your question now. Archangel Michael, may you please answer the question? Okay, see how the pendulum was rotating like this? So when it does that, it's because it's uncertain or unknown, but that it only means that it's uncertain or unknown because you are a bit uncertain of your own question. You're doubting something in your question. And at the very end, see how it went. I could doing it again. You see, at the very end, it went no. So I feel like at the very end, you decided on your question, and that's when it answered. That's the same energy I was feeling with the adder, like there might be some sense of confusion. Again, in regards to this, use discernment, use your inner gut feeling and your guidance, okay? That's very important for you guys because you're on a journey. You're heading on a very spiritual or important journey. So it's always good to be connected with your inner truth. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye bye.